We had a chunk of our game, and it's different. So I've said that in the past. I've liked parts of our game, and that would be true. But the second and third period last night was the first game, really, where I thought we played at a weight, a heaviness, a compete level that was right. So we've had other games where I think we've played well. But in a bunch of those, I wouldn't rate the other team as playing particularly well or hard. But, we gave up 9 even strength shots through the last 2 periods, and that was legitimate, and 12 in total. They didn't have a 4-0 lead that they sat on. But we played hard and right, and that was coming out of Carolina. The big piece that was lacking. We had lots of execution against Montreal, but that was a function of them playing back-to-back, and they got a young team, so we didn't have either in the Carolina game. But we had a whole lot of hard enough for me. We played hard enough in those last 2 that there's no complaint there, but execution wasn't very good.
You talk about playing hard. How much of that comes from guys like Nick Cousins and Eric Stahl's guys, who that's just a real part of their game?
Yeah, I think those guys, they're not in the league without it. So they haven't proven over time to an ability to bring that every night. No more of the entire group, and not so much playing out of character, but doing what needs to be done. And we had a lot of huntbacks where they didn't get to. Just Stahl's goal is things change the game long before the puck goes into the net. But Lomberg comes over and finishes a guy hard on the wall. The only thing he had left to do is flip that to the neutral zone. So if he doesn't come hard and heavy on that play, they break the puck out and they're in your end of the ice. But then we counter back. Eventually the puck's in there, and there were a lot of those events. I think Brandon Montour had 4 A-plus chances. So I liked where his game was at, but he was also very, very hard in that game. Almost maybe too much at times. He was running on the body, but there's a piece of that game there that can become who we are.
You worked a little bit, it looked like today, on some transition stuff.
Yeah.
How much would you like to get that kind of back into the game here with you guys? I mean, obviously that's what this team was built on last year.
Well, there's something prior to that in that game. Our defense got up the ice last night, Montour especially, but you saw Gudish doing it as well. Mark Stahl hit a post, got one down the slot. That would be the more important part of our transition game. You're right about what today was. Today was all about execution. So what's new for these guys? They would never normally practice today or after the back-to-back either. So it's not punitive in my mind. I just don't think we're as tired as maybe sometimes they think they are. They're not tired. And tired is not a bad place to play because you're going to try to spend 2 months of it. I mean, you're tired the entire 2 months of the playoff run. You got to get comfortable with it. But we didn't execute very well last night. I think we put, especially in this, so much effort into playing our asses off. But by the time we got the puck, we kind of spent all our mental ability to compete on, and then we didn't move the puck well. And in parts we did too. So transition's an important part of our game. It was what was lacking. What we've done in the last 2 practices, identify the key piece that we need to work on, and gone out and worked on it. So it's not just going on the ice and moving some pucks. Specific to what happened in the game, we got to move the puck better than we did last night.
Aaron Ekblad missed a big chunk of your early part of the year.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the Aaron Ekblad we've seen
Right.
the last couple of years. Is it injury related? Is it a bunch of things? I don't know. What is your take on it?
It's a fair question based on what you're seeing, and I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to say, if you're in the lineup, you're 100% healthy. If he's injured in the lineup, I'm not telling you. Have I given you nothing appropriately? Given you nothing on that answer?
Nothing.
Okay, excellent. That was the whole point of it.
It looks like he's a step slow right now. I mean, especially off the sprint.
So he is building his game and learning how to adapt his game where he's at right now with what he can accomplish. Oh my God, that was awful. He'll be running for office next week.
But getting him back, obviously, is that just something that could build up? I mean,
I think
it's confident it can come back?
I think in the piece of his game, getting our defense back up the ice, right? So he has the great play shorthanded early in the game. He has that ability now, and that's, I think, the starting point for him. Most guys, when they're struggling, you need them to really concentrate on their defensive game and get heavy and get in the fight a little bit. I think the opposite is true with Aaron. I think he's trying to drive over, he's trying to be physical at times. But him getting back up the ice into the holes at the right time is the starting point for him.
And I saw you speaking with your two goalies here today. Is there anything going on? Are you going to start maybe looking at a different combo, or are you just saying, hey, what's up?
No, I told him where I was at mentally for the rest of the month, what I was thinking about. It's not set in stone. I want Rob Towles to work with both these guys. I need them both feeling good. The schedule says I can't run one guy with the number of games. The question will be, you've got to get one guy going for sure, or can you split them to do that as well? There's enough hockey here for both guys to feel good and stay in a rhythm because it's such a heavy schedule. So we're going to talk about that.
We didn't ask you the other night, but it didn't look like there was much rust on Spencer Knight as opposed to maybe the Boston game. He looked okay.
Yeah, I thought Spencer and Sergei almost had identical games. They both made some really good saves, Carolina and last night. They both gave up goals they want back, right? So I thought it was even, kind of their first two starts.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
guys.